Hey guys, welcome back to Triple Double Nation. Today we'll be covering the top 15 NBA players who never won a ring. Let's get into the video. Number 15, Dikembe Mutombo. Arguably the best defensive big man in NBA history, never willed his team to the finals. They say defense wins championships, but things didn't turn out that way for the 7'2" shot blocker. A 4-time Defensive Player of the Year and 8-time All-Star, Mutombo made 2 finals appearances in 2001 and 2003, but would fall to the Los Angeles Lakers and San Antonio Spurs respectively. Number 14, Tracy McGrady. Injuries ruined his ability later in his career, but a healthy T-Mac was nearly unstoppable. In his final 2 seasons in Orlando, McGrady averaged 30.2 points, 5.5 assists, and 6.3 rebounds per game. T-Mac struggled to get past the first round of the playoffs, but did make 1 finals appearance with the Spurs in 2013. However, it was well past his prime by then, and McGrady was a non-factor. Number 13, Reggie Miller. One of the best shooters of all time, Miller would lose 3 Eastern Conference Finals Game 7s to 3 different teams throughout his career. Miller made 1 finals appearance in 2000, but the 10-time All-Star would shoot 1 of 16 in Game 1 and lose to the Lakers in 6 bouts. Number 12, Dominique Wilkins. One of the best scorers in NBA history, Wilkins and the Atlanta Hawks were exciting but never even reached the conference finals thanks to the dominance of teams of the Boston Celtics, Chicago Bulls, and Detroit Pistons. Still, Wilkins' 9 All-Star appearances are the most of any player never to reach the conference finals. Number 11, Chris Paul. I'm going to put it out there that while I think CP3 is one of the best point guards in NBA history, I am devaluing current NBA players on this list as they still have time to make the finals. Still, as dominant as Paul has been in his 15-year career, it's crazy that he's never even made the finals. He was 1 game away in 2018, but the Rockets blew a 3-2 series lead. Number 10, Russell Westbrook. Isn't it crazy that Russell Westbrook averaged a triple-double for 3 straight seasons and no one really blinked an eye? Yeah, clearly stats aren't everything, but you can't deny how good he has been throughout his career. His only finals appearance came in 2012, but at that time, the future MVP was only beginning to become the player he is now. Number 9, Patrick Ewing. Ewing is one of the best centers of all time, but the 11-time All-Star just could never get past Michael Jordan and the Bulls. Ewing and the New York Knicks lost to Jordan in 5 different playoff series. Ewing did make a title run in 1994, with Jordan retired, but the center would be outdueled by Hakeem Olajuwon and the Knicks would lose in 7 games. Number 8, George Gervin. One of the most underappreciated scorers in NBA history, the Iceman led the NBA in scoring 4 times and was a 12-time All-Star. Gervin got close in 1979 when he dropped 42 points in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals against the Washington Bullets, but things weren't meant to be. Number 7, James Harden. Harden still has plenty of time to win an NBA title, but with how tough the Western Conference is, that is always going to be a tall task. Like Westbrook, Harden made the 2012 Finals with the OKC, but Harden was a sixth man at that time. Now Harden is arguably the best scorer in the NBA today, and still has plenty of great years left in the tank. Number 6, Allen Iverson. In his prime, Iverson was arguably the best player in the league. However, that didn't lead to any rings. Iverson never had a ton of help in Philadelphia and willed his team to the finals in 2001, where they were simply outmatched by the likes of Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal. Still, AI is a 4-time scoring champ, 7-time All-NBA selection, and former league MVP. Number 5, Steve Nash. A 2-time MVP, Nash may not have the scoring numbers that other players on this list have, but make no mistake, the Hall of Fame point guard is a certified legend. Nash, Amare Stoudemire, and Sean Marion led the Phoenix Suns to a few Western Conference Finals in the early 2000s, but it never translated to anything more. A veteran, Nash joined the Lakers in 2012 with the hopes of winning his first ring, but to no avail. Number 4, John Stockton. An elite defender and the best passer in NBA history, Stockton was one part of the ultimate pick-and-roll duo for the Utah Jazz of the late 80s and 90s. The ultimate floor general, Stockton led the Jazz to 2 consecutive finals appearances, but were bested by Jordan and Bulls in 6 games both times. Number 3, Elgin Baylor. I feel bad for Baylor. If not for Bill Russell and the Celtics, Baylor would have at least a couple of rings. No player in NBA history has more finals appearances than Baylor without winning a ring. Despite being an absolutely dominant force in the court, Baylor was 0-8 in finals appearances throughout his career, 7 of which came at the hands of the Celtics dynasty. Baylor would retire a handful of games into a Lakers season that ended in a long-awaited championship run. Number 2, Charles Barkley. Barkley was listed 6'6" and 252 pounds for most of his career, and in an era dominated by big men, the undersized power forward more than held his own. In fact, Barkley is one of the best rebounders of all time, an 11-time NBA selection and 1993 league MVP. Barkley took the Phoenix Suns to the 1993 Finals, and despite strong efforts from the former Auburn Tiger, Jordan and the Bulls would win in 6 games. Number 1, Karl Malone. The NBA's second all-time leading scorer, Malone, like Stockton, was just never able to lead the Jazz to more than a few Western Conference championships. Undoubtedly one of the best big men to ever grace the NBA, Malone, like many others on this list, would likely have a few rings if it weren't for Michael Jordan. A 40-year-old Malone joined the Lakers in 2003 during his final season to try and finally win a ring, but that team was dominated by the Detroit Pistons in the 2004 Finals. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.